Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 2, Denver. So, this is the episode where the remaining couples picked out their outfits and eventually got married. Well, almost everybody got married. Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. If you missed my previous video, I'm actually showing my face, for now anyway, to save time on editing. I need extra time because I'm in the process of opening an event venue, and you can follow my journey on my new channel called Side Hustle Chronicles, and the link is in the description. Now, as for this episode, when it comes to the wedding day, it felt like all of the brides had the same conversation with their bridesmaids, and all of the grooms had the same conversation with their groomsmen. Like, at some point, the bridesmaids say, I hope he's everything you want him to be. Funny, ambitious, good looking, attentive, and can handle your quirks, girl, because you a little crazy, unprepared, and strange. But that's why we love you. Then the bride says, I really love you guys. Thank you so much for being here to support me. And you know I've been through so much. It seems like everyone I've dated thinks I'm great, but doesn't think I'm worth more than just a side chick. I just want my person, you know? I've worked so hard on myself, and I deserve to be happy. Meanwhile, on the groom's side, his groom says something to the effect of, dude, are you nervous? And then the groom is like, yeah, man, I just hope she likes what she sees, you know? That pretty much sums up all of the pre-wedding conversation, if you ask me anyway. Now, Emily and Brennan, they were just chilling outside, chatting in the middle of the snow flurry. Is that how y'all get down in Denver? I read somewhere that it was 34 degrees that day. Shoot, I wish they would try and make me sit out there in that freezing cold like that. I'd be acting a fool. Y'all got me out here in this damn cold. It's so cold out here, the producers are sitting in the freezer trying to get warm. There's got to be a better place for us to have this stupid-ass conversation. Oh, no offense, husband. Instead of us sitting out here like a bunch of fools in the snow like we at Pismo Beach in the summer, y'all are tripping. I'm going inside with the heat where all the normal people are. But that's just me, I guess. Emily and Brennan didn't seem to mind. Meanwhile, Brennan was oversharing about his dad by saying, my dad doesn't drink water. He drinks vodka for his hydration. Say what now? That sounds like a cry for help. Anyway, while they were chatting, they realized they both had the same type of dog, a Schooperdoodle. I think that's what they said. I've never heard of one, but I'm no dog aficionado, so there's that. Anyway, after learning that both Brennan's dad and Emily like to party, and Brennan and Emily both have the same kind of dog, they feel like this is gonna work. I still don't see this going well for them. I don't believe Miss Never Been in a Relationship because the guys I date always ghost me is ready for marriage. It baffles me that the experts don't have a standard as to how many relationships or how long of a relationship these people need to have been in before they can even be considered for being dumped into a marriage for our entertainment purposes. Becca and Austin, before they got married, Becca said she's nervous about telling him about her health issues and wants to tell him in a way where he doesn't feel like he got the short end of a stick. That's gotta suck for her to feel like she's the consolation prize, like the bronze medal and not the gold. For the gift exchange, Becca gave Austin a Polaroid camera. Get it? A camera because she's a photographer? Never mind. Austin gave her a perfume, and it just so happens to be the one she wears every day. She took that as a sign that they may be the same person. But on Afterparty, she said that the salesperson suggested that he buy that scent. So if liking the same perfume is a signal of being soulmates, it sounds like she needs to holler at the salesperson. Hello. Becca made the best entrance at her wedding that I've probably ever seen on the show. First of all, she walked down the aisle by herself, right? Now, when she walked in the building, she looked at someone standing there and was like, hi! Then she walked over and peeked around the corner to see what Austin looked like. When she rounded the corner, she stood in the middle of the aisle and said, I feel like I want to give everyone a big hug. And then she bolted down the aisle and gave Austin the biggest, warmest, genuine hug. Those moments were fun to watch. I'm here for it. I loved her energy. She seems like she's going to be fun. Meanwhile, Austin was standing there just crying. He never did articulate what he was crying about. Fingers crossed that they were tears of joy and not him mourning that he lost $16 for canceling his Tinder account 20 days before it expired. Anyway, when the officiant was reading what Becca's friends and family said, one of Becca's friends described her as the coolest, nerdiest sex vixen you'll ever know. What does that mean? Like during sex, is she Googling 37 ways to please your man or something? I don't get it. But both of their families mentioned how they are always late. That's actually kind of a big deal because if only one of them is always late and the other one is always 15 minutes early, it's possible that the early one would eventually resent the late one, but they won't have that problem. So they learned that they both have an N64. Now, me being the coolest, nerdiest YouTube vixen that I am, I had to hit up Google to find out what an N64 is. It's a 1996 Nintendo game console. For the love of God, please don't tell me that the experts paired these two because they're never on time, have a Nintendo 64, and both like original flavor Hubba Bubba Gum. I'm just saying that I hope they had more to go on than they both have the same classic Super Mario 64 game. Now, I like that when the officiant said that it was time to kiss the bride, that Austin said, "May I?" I think it's a nice touch when they ask before they just go in for the kiss. Now, meanwhile, Becca said yes and like grabbed his face and they had a nice little makeout sesh. I think we're going to get a handful of couples who are going to consummate their marriage over the honeymoon, child. Now, so far, the attraction factor seems to be in check for this season of couples, if nothing else. Now, I know it's early in the game, but I like Becca and Austin together. Like I mentioned earlier, I really like Becca so far. And I think when Austin started crying at the altar, he may have realized that he wanted this more than he thought he did. Now, dare I say that I'm actually rooting for a couple? I mean, it's been a while since the show has given us folks to root for, but as for right now, I'm feeling a certain type of good way about Becca and Austin. They both claim to be a little weird. If they are on the same side of the weird spectrum, they might make it past the honeymoon. I guess you can say I'm cautiously optimistic. By the way, I have 60,000 regular viewers on this channel, but only 28,500 have hit that subscribe button. If you think you're going to continue watching some of my videos, I invite you to take a second to hit that subscribe button, please. It really helps my channel. Thank you. And for those of you who have already subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. Claire and Cameron. I'm still getting boring couple vibes from these two. Until they prove me wrong, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them. I will say that for their gift exchange, she gave him some fabric or handkerchief that represents her family crest, and he gave her a stupid stuffed animal that nobody could determine what kind of animal or rodent it was. He told her its name is Kiwi. So Kiwi is the national bird of New Zealand, but don't nobody out here knows what that bird looks like, sir. Suffice to say that gift fell flat. I just can't with this couple. Next. Lauren and Orion. Okay, I'm working on his name, y'all. So when Orion was getting his hair done for the wedding, he said that it's his culture's tradition to wear his hair in a bun. Now the hair represents rain, and when they wrap it up, it means he has clear mind, clear thoughts, clear emotions, and everything that comes through him is from his ancestors. I was like, a ponytail does all that? Sign me up. Shoot, let me start wearing my hair in a updo or a braid or something. Now, as for those earrings, child, I don't know what those represent, but they were giving me preacher's wife vibes. I thought they were a little risky for first or second or 12th impression. But if you're going to wear them with the confidence that he did. Orion seems so kind and genuine, and it's hard for me to be mad at him for wearing those dangly earrings. For their gifts, Lauren gave him a flask with alcohol. She brewed it in Puerto Rico. That was a nice custom touch. Okay, I see you, Lauren. You did that. He gave her turquoise, which represents his ancestors and spirituality. She really liked it. They both seemed to get a bit of relief after opening their gifts. By him walking down the aisle first, he got a little sneak peek of her side of the room. In other words, with all that chocolate sitting over there, yeah, it didn't take a scientific Ancestry.com investigation to figure out that they matched him with a sister. He didn't seem fazed by it, though. He really appeared to be open and ready to love up whoever walked down that aisle. Now, when they did finally meet, the first thing he did was lean in to say, "You look phenomenal." And he was cheesing like a kid who was just served a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, happy and ready for the sugar high. And when Lauren looked at him and said, "I like your earrings," I was like, really? But I'm happy she wasn't tripping about them. What if she said, "Oh, by the way, Grandma Birdie called and said she wants her earrings back"? I have to give props to the experts for this match so far because these two felt like they knew each other. Like when they were at the altar, it kind of felt like a regular wedding. And then when it came time to kiss the bride, Orion said, "Would you like a kiss?" That was so cute. I like him. He laid a big old kiss on her, maybe a little bigger than what she expected. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these two get along. A lot of times on this show, you'll get one person who is very open and ready to make it work with whomever they meet at the altar, but then the other spouse is closed off or whatever and ruins it. But I think we actually have a case where both of them were open to whoever they saw at the altar, and it just so happens that these two have a similar vibe. I think they're going to be fun to watch, and I won't be surprised if they fall in love. Now, I know I'm going out on a limb with all these predictions because the honeymoons are the real litmus test, but that's how strong I'm feeling about these two at the moment. I think they're going to be a good match. As for the Michael situation, I don't know why his story was so badly told. They only showed us one side of the story, which was from his point of view. However, the real story was from her point of view. Now, in terms of them not showing her face, I suspect that they had some type of contractual agreement with the bride not to show her face or her family members. Fine, leave her anonymous, but they still should have had someone narrate what was going on over in her camp. Lie to me even. You're gonna do that anyway, but at least a good lie will make it make sense. It looked like she and Michael actually had a conversation at the altar, but they didn't show any of it or any of the reasons she gave for not going through with the marriage. Now, some people think that that wasn't the real bride, which is actually a good theory, but I don't believe she was a stand-in or an actress because there was no point in bringing in an actress if they weren't going to show us anything. My theory is that they made her agree to walk down the aisle to tell him herself. They filmed it. Then afterwards, lawyers or whomever got involved who said they can't use her image and likeness on the show, and probably not even enough of her voice in a way that could be distinguishable to coworkers and stuff. So what they should have done is have one of the experts explain the story of what had happened. On Afterparty, Michael said that one of his biggest frustrations with that whole situation was the way he was told at the altar in front of his friends and family. Like they flew in for a celebration, not to witness that drama play out in front of them. Now, hopefully they're not going to milk this particular storyline and just focus on the other couples, but something tells me that's wishful thinking. Now, overall for this season, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually have hope for two of the couples so far, Becca and Austin and Lauren and Orion. Yay, okay, I'm actually having semi-high hopes for this season at the moment. What do you think about these couples so far? Holla at me in the comments. And in the meantime, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.